More Overslop. I just played like top 5 worst Overwatch games I've ever seen, so I figure we're gonna get content out of it if today's a losing streak. It is Sunday, so you know, the Sunday Overwatch curse. Overwatch is just significantly worse on Sundays. I don't know why. Netanyahu himself like puts any critter that can be classified as an Overwatch player on my team, and not in a good way. Like here's a blobfish with electrodes connected. And the electrical impulses from its brain will control the character. That is what you get. Times 4. Oh boy.
Choose your map.
These are all, I don't know, Dorada's decent, comparatively. I swear, if we get Runasapi, bro, this is so bad. Okay, thank you. Just gonna say, there's no way.
Select your hero.
Play some Vendetta.
Choose heroes to ban.
Ban Moira. That's like the most silver thing I could do, is ban Moira. She's just so annoying. Like, my Vendetta 1v1s, if I'm like in the back picking people off, Moira is just so annoying to deal with. Like, Orb. Hold one button down. Sombra Zarya. Okay, I guess. I don't really care about Zarya, it's just that people just are allergic to not shooting the Zarya. Wait. Okay, these all look like new players. I haven't seen these people before.
I am the Empire.
Everyone feeling warmed up?
Steel yourselves, and we'll all live with our lives.
Stick together. Let me take the hits.
Hey. Hi.
I love this emote.
Meow.
Bastion?
I'll protect you.
5, 4,
I don't know about that. That's a little sketchy.
1.
I'm not confident enough to, like, win Bastion on you yet. Mercy. Nice. Okay, good. Wow. This is a little excessive. Oh wow, bad. Okay, yep. I didn't realize bashing was back there. I should have just taken high ground and waited.
Our numbers are low.
I am above defeat.
Okay, before you dead.
I lack reinforcements.
I've got you in my sights.
This is peak performance.
They don't know when to give up.
Blocking satellite vector.
Arriva la punizione!
Jesus. Okay. Wow. All right. I didn't realize Soldier Mini Health Pack was like that. 8,000 damage mitigation. This is huge.
Helden sterben nicht.
Okay. We should win this. Should be pushing right now. I do not know what's happening. I'm pushing as hard as I conceivably can right now.
Now they owe me their life.
Okay, why are we not on the point? Okay, that's why we're not on the point. I'm just shocked that Diva's getting countered by ball. Like, what?
The payload is not in motion.
Not on the freaking point! Oh my gosh, there's free real estate right here. We're just sitting there in the room, bro.
I've got you in my sights.
Okay, that's over. Rock on this. But it's such a strong start.
I'll drag them to ruin.
Activating self-destruct sequence. The payload is not moving.
I really do wish they'd add a healing received stat. Like, actually.
30 seconds remaining.
Like, with that stat, I know people would be toxic, but people are toxic about every stat. I wish we got it to see how we can, like, improve. Everyone died, okay.
Retribution will be
13.
Complete.
It's over.
Score 1-0. Switching sides.
Hey, Star, welcome. Can't stay long in a play Requiem. There you go. Nice. Yeah, I'm probably going to play it pretty shortly here. I didn't realize Overwatch's daily reset got pushed back to like 5 in the afternoon. So
I am the Empire.
I'll probably just play a couple games on stream. Honestly, if we lose this game, I think I'm done. Like I keep doing this like queue where I like, okay, next game we'll definitely win. No, we don't win.
Call yourself a mech player?
I don't call myself one. I am one. Your squad must be overdue for a demonstration.
Are you serious? Casino would fly circles around you.
Peppers? Oh wow, the scale changed. Interesting. That's a neat little detail.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Good song. Good song.
They outnumber us.
I think Requiem's gotten you not keen on playing Overwatch. Not been playing DVD either. That's
I
good.
will have their head.
Yeah, you're a trooper for sticking with Dead by Daylight. I know it's been one of your main games, but even like with me with Overwatch, like I managed to put Overwatch down. But it's like you with Dead by Daylight, you're so dedicated. Holy crap. I don't know, I could never. He's accidentally damaged me to one of my other DPS. Wowzers. But yeah, no, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. What part of Requiem are you at? I assume you've been playing it the past couple of days. I don't know.
All of us.
The licenses are the main reason why. Yeah, even for me, that
Keep
was
pushing.
not
Stop
enough
that payload.
at this point. So definitely, I commend dedication.
Stop the payload.
Right in front of the back with the mission. I don't know, no shit. Bro, the Juno is so crazy on the damage, man. She's so strong. Yeah, it's over.
Time to investigate a little further.
Locking satellite!
Honestly, it was just a tank. I'm not gonna lie to you, but ugh, what's the tier 200? That's gross. We've done 2 parts so far. I'm at the part where Grace got Leon's gun. I'm at the blind girl before saving, and it's restopped yesterday. That whole dark segment. Yikes. Okay. Any thoughts or predictions for the characters yet? Anything at all? On a side note, I really wanted to complete the what is it? This, not this. The double agent name card. I thought that one was pretty cool, but I could not. I can't do it. I don't think I'll have enough time. Because you only get about 400 per day. The thing ends on Tuesday. And from now to Tuesday, it'd be I think it's going to reset on Tuesday, and it's going to end on Tuesday reset. So ultimately, I'll be getting 800, and you need about 1275 or about 1200, maybe 1300. It's less than 13, but I think it's 12. It's in the 1200 range to complete one pass. So I might be able to get one more pass, like 1.5 passes done, which sucks, but oh well. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of once again burnt out on Overwatch. Who the person that Leon talks to? Oh, I just meant like in general. Like any predictions for where Grace's character is gonna go? Anything? Any thoughts? Like overall? Ashley did want to work with Leon in RE4. Yep, that's true. And then Sherry's also part of the DSO. Also correct. I don't remember the exact sequence of events, so I'm hesitant to talk about anything. I mean, initially, I know that they talk about how the people who are turning and dying, they are survivors of the Raccoon City incident. You got any thoughts on that? Everyone who survived Raccoon City is dropping dead. She reminds you of Rose. Victor talks like she's gifted. That is true. He does hail her very highly. Did you do the flashback segment yet? I won't say anything more than that, just in case you haven't. But I think you do that when you first get to the place. Like before Leon gets you the gun. Correct. Yeah, with Alyssa. So I don't know if you played the game with Alyssa in it. I didn't. I just looked at the lore. I'm pretty sure Alyssa was infected during that game, and she ended up getting cured. And then after the events of that game, she had Grace. So, I mean, this is. I don't have any confirmation on this. So, I mean, do you mind if I just kind of go on my theory? Because, I mean, if I'm right, it technically spoils the plot for the both of us, but I have no actual knowledge as to whether or not my theory is true. Okay. So, my thought is that Alyssa was. She was infected, she got cured, and then she had a kid. My guess is that the reason that Grace is so special is because like her DNA, her biology contains the antigen for the viruses, and uh, I think that's what they want with Grace is that she's like a living antidote or cure to the viruses. I mean, did okay? Let me double check one more thing. Uh, Did Leon reveal any? I'm pretty sure Leon reveals this at the start of the game, but like, did Alyssa never got infected during Outbreak? Oh. I'm pretty sure she was infected. I forgot what game it was. Yeah, she was, what? Hmm. You're you're right. It looks like there's a debate on whether or not she was infected on screen. A lot of it is headcanon. Okay, so I have misinformation. So they do have abilities in RA6 and their survivors. Okay, so okay, that does kind of change my theory, but I still think that my thought process. Ew, why is the skin on my screen? Disgusting venture skin. Um, yeah, my guess is that we know that there's a connection between survivors of the Raccoon City incident. Uh, did Leon reveal anything in regards to that yet? I'm pretty sure he does, but I don't want to say anything if not. Because I think, I mean, changing the trajectory of the way I thought about the theory. That I mean, the explanation is different, but I think it's still the same principle. Not that you remember now. Did he ever take his glove off in his car before he went to go find Grace? I don't know if you noted that. Okay, nothing so far. All right, I won't say anything because I don't remember. Because the sequence of events plays out kind of weird. I don't remember like chronologically. Oh, okay. So you know he's infected. All right, yeah. That's what I wanted to clarify. I don't want to say it just in case you didn't either catch on or realize that. But so we know Leon's infected, right? That's obviously like a main plot point right now. Okay. No, no, no. You're fine. I didn't know if that scene was shown afterwards. I didn't want to spoil that for you. But yeah. So Leon's infected. Raccoon City incident survivor. Um, So yeah, Alyssa was a survivor. We know that people that were tied to it end up either like dying or getting abilities and stuff like that. My guess is that Alyssa, if she wasn't outright infected, which I was wrong about, apparently not, she's not canonically shown to be infected. She's afflicted by the T virus, whatever it is, right? It's dormant in her because that's just how it works, I guess. Is it's dormant until this point in the story. So we know Alyssa was taken out before, any dormant infection could, take hold or anything like that. So we don't know how it would have affected her. But we do know that she had a kid in Grace, and I think Grace inherited whatever it is that Alyssa had. Gideon is another victim of this virus? I don't know, actually. I don't think it verifies that. I don't know if he's actually a survivor or if he like experimented on himself. I was under the impression that he experimented on himself. But yeah, I believe that Grace is, she's inherited some kind of ability from Alyssa's exposure to the T virus. And we know that they were draining her blood at the very start. Actually, I lie. I lie. Forget that. I didn't say anything about that. Um, wait. No, yeah, that happens before. Yeah, so they were draining her blood. So we know her blood is infused with something that they want. Yeah, that's fair. I don't think I've come across any confirmation, but I mean, yeah, I think we can assume that he's a survivor of the Raccoon City incident because we have like random cop 312 who got infected. We don't know who he is, and he was just there. So at the start of the game, um, but yeah, I'm assuming Grace also got bit. That is true. She canonically got bit. She has that injury. So again, with that in mind, I think she's immune to it, and I think that her immunity can be transferred to other people. I think they'll harvest her blood and probably concoct some kind of like antidote to the virus and its effects. Leon will end up getting that. He'll be fine. They're not going to kill Leon. There's no way. They don't have the chops for that. They're not going to do that. There's no way. They'll find a way to save Leon, and I'm assuming Grace is the conduit for that. Unless Grace dies in like an hour of gameplay, and I just don't know. In which case, I'm very wrong. But I don't think they're going to kill her. You can also see that happening with Leon. Yeah, that's my guess as of right now. Grace has the ability to cure it, or she has like the antibodies for it. They think that'll reverse the effects that Leon is going through, cure him of his infection or whatever. But yeah, broadly, that's what I'm expecting. Oh, Leon might die. You think Leon might die? Okay. I don't think they're going to kill Leon. I think if my theory is correct, it's going to play out exactly like that, like with Grace being the cure or something like that, and then Grace being like, Leon, I have to save you, and then she saves Leon. Kind of like her big moment of growing into the role of a protagonist. If they kill him, I'll be surprised. I will genuinely be surprised if they kill Leon, but I don't think they got it in them. Also, why did he watch that nurse die? I don't know. That is a good point. He just kind of let her die. He didn't really do anything to help her out. And see, that's something I'm kind of confused about because we know Jill got infected in RE5, and she was cured and stuff, and she got like anti-aging and stuff like that. Like she got benefits from like previously being infected. Leon having the Plagas in him and then being cured, I'd figure that would have some kind of cool effect on him. Like he got something out of that, but I guess not. Which would also mean that Ashley gets like some kind of cool effect if the Plagas does do that. Granted, we don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's ever explained how long Luis was cured for. We know he was directly involved in the project, but we don't know like how he got infected and at what point he cured himself. Yeah, Wesker like had her controlled or something. But I mean, it's characteristic of a lot of these viruses and stuff like that to, if the person is cured, they have some sort of benefit from it. I mean, Jill probably has like severe PTSD and regret for the things she did under Wesker's control, but aside from that, she doesn't age. She ages very slowly. But yeah, I would think Leon would have something like that too, with the Plagas. I don't know. I guess that's just not relevant. I mean, Jill got cured twice, didn't she? At the end, like with RE5, she got cured, and then Carlos saved her when she got stuck by one of those little nemesis needle things that infected her. Yeah, twice. Jill out here 2 time in it. I mean, that could be a possibility. I mean, Leon, in my opinion, was sketched out about the entire thing. I think he knew that they exclusively were going to use him or probably experiment on him and kill him. That second infection put her out of action for a long time. That is, yeah. I don't know the exact happenings of RE5. I just know the major plot points that I've come across without wanting to come across them. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of why. I mean, I don't know. I don't mean to say this in like a negative way per se, but I feel like the Resident Evil protagonists aren't really heroes as much as they are just like survivors. I don't feel like they have that hero mindset of like I need to save everybody. It's just like I need to survive. I need to do it. I need to do to survive, and that's that. I mean, if they're given a task, like oh save Ashley, like they'll go to the ends of the earth to protect that person. But if it's not under their orders, and I don't think they really care if any other people die. I mean, they are government agents, so that makes sense. Chris, Claire, and Jill care a lot about the people. I think Chris in his own way, and I feel like Claire. I don't feel like Claire is as much like a government agent as the rest of them. Like, I definitely see her being more human. I really wish she was more utilized, honestly. Imagine if we got to see, like, Rose meet Claire in the DLC for 8. Like, because Chris was taking care of her, Claire was like, oh, is this that girl you're taking care of? And, like, she meets Rose, and, like, Rose finally makes a friend in Claire. And Claire takes Rose under her wing. That would have been really cool to see. But, nothing. And since it's a flash forward, it's like a future situation. We could have seen, like, Claire all grown up. That would have been cool. Which, I mean, she was already an adult at the start of, like, RE2 when we're introduced to her, but that's not the point. I mean, like, a 40-year-old Claire would be interesting to see. Yeah, Claire definitely has that caring personality. Like, with Sherry, I think that really shined through. And Leon did as well at the very beginning, but I feel like as he's gotten, like, deeper into the rabbit hole of, like, who he is and what he is, I feel like he's become much more calloused to the safety of people that aren't, like, under his protection. Chris, though, I see him working on, like, a wide scale, for sure. Yeah, I never even thought about that till now. Claire and Rose duo would have been really cool to see. I just in general, I feel like Claire is very underutilized. Like as underutilized as Jill is, I think Claire is like threefold. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, that's nice. It's almost like a therapy kind of thing. I mean, you're referring to Claire, right? I assume. I actually don't. I don't know where her what her stance is in everything. I think the last of my knowledge was like her involvement in Revelations in bioterrorism. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. She definitely has a much more nurturing personality, from what I know. Excuse me. But yeah, she's so underutilized. There's so much potential with her. They just don't utilize it. I would almost wager that Jill is wasted potential. Yeah, I get you. Like I don't know. Yeah, Jill is just so underutilized. She's such a smart character. Like I can't speak on behalf of like what Chris thought about everything that happened after the mansion incident. But like Jill was going full conspiracy theory. She had the whole like investigative board in her house, tying umbrella to all this stuff, newspaper clippings and whatnot. Like Jill was super on it. Rebecca is also underutilized. Yes, yes. It's like a magnifying glass of how underutilized the women in RE are. Like, I don't know. Bottom of the pyramid is Jill. Like she's there, but she's not there. You got Claire, and then you got Rebecca. I would say Ada, but I'm gonna be so real. I don't really care for Ada's character. Like her trope was cool in Resident Evil 2. Like, oh, here's this person, this little mercenary bounty hunter, like wanting to get a sample of the virus or whatever she was after. I forgot verbatim, but she was after something, came in, then that, and all this stuff in Resident Evil 4. She came back, and I was like, okay, cool. And then she returns in Resident Evil 6. I don't know what role she plays. I honestly have very little idea of how Resident Evil 6 plays out, but I know it is present there. She's pretty much like, yeah, she crutches on Leon. Like you can't have Ada without Leon being present. And just her character archetype, I wish we got more of it. And then there's the whole like clone debacle. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it's like confirmed in Resident Evil 6 that she's a clone or what. Like if I had to piece it together, I would guess that the real Ada died in Resident Evil 2, and then RE4 is cloned Ada because she has all those like special abilities and stuff. She's moving superhumanly. I don't think no normal woman in the outfit and the attire that she's wearing can sit there and pull off all those stunts and Sharingan eye techniques and stuff. Oh, there's a clone of her in RE6, so there's two Adas at once. Okay, so the real Ada exists. Her first death was a red herring. Okay. So real Ada exists. I get you. Yeah, I need to play 5 and 6. I actually got the whole trio of like 4, 5, and 6. I got those on my Switch. I'll probably play through those at some point. I can play them on my console because I also have them on console. I just feel like games with that older mechanic of like the tank controls and stuff, I feel like those are a lot better on handhelds. Well, some form of Ada. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of iffy stuff with her, but yeah, I don't know. Like I like her, it's Ada. It's like, oh yeah, Ada, but it's like I don't know. I don't feel as compelled by her as I do as like any of the other characters. Believe your theory. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad it might have some sort of. Again, I don't know if any of it's true. I could be completely wrong, but yeah, my guess is that Grace is some sort of antibody carrying amalgamation that's going to end up saving Leon and anyone else that's afflicted by the T virus. Yeah, I agree with that, and I don't know. I don't care for her personality. Like I hate to say it, but Ada's a pretty face and not much more than that in my opinion. Like I know she's like, oh, I only do things for money, but it's like she almost has this caring side towards the end. It's like I really wish we got to see a compassionate Ada. But it's like it would be such a 180 for her character. To be like, oh, I'm compassionate now. It's like I don't know. That just feels forced. But personally, I just don't care for characters that are like cold and callous like that. It's like I only do things for money, except when I want to do something else. And it's just like, eh. But yeah, if they gave her a backbone as a character, I could at least enjoy that. Ada could have been in Village. Wasn't there some kind of speculation or concept art that she was supposed to be? Like honestly, that would have been really cool if we had on one hand we had Chris not telling Ethan what's going on, Ethan pursuing his own path, and then Ada comes in and is like, "Hey, what are you doing? I'm looking for my daughter." She's like, "Okay, I respect that. I'm going to help you out." Yeah, I remember the concept art for it. Yeah, see, that would have been so cool if Ada was just like, you know what, you're trying to help your daughter. I'm trying to get information. We can work side by side. I will help you out. And if she helped Ethan take out the lords, that would have been really cool. I think that would have alleviated Chris's. That would have at least put a cushion with Chris's inability to like communicate with Ethan on the entire subject. I mean, Ethan piecing things together is cool, but like Ada being there, being like, "Hey, yeah," giving Ada a new dynamic and opportunity. I completely agree. Yeah, it would have been nice to have Ada without like Leon being attached at the hip, but Capcom will Capcom. And I mean, look, I think that would have even appealed to like the nostalgia baited morons who are like, Village and '07 suck, they're so bad. Like, okay, buddy, let's get you back to your wheelchair. Like putting Ada in there, I would want her there for more than just like nostalgia purposes, but she actually served a real story beat and was present. I think that might have given Village a little less, dead weight criticism from people who just don't like new things. Yeah, I agree. I mean, don't take me wrong. It's like there are a lot of issues with 8 story wise that like really do bother me. The reason I like 8 is because of Ethan and his arc. Like, it's literally like I like Ethan so much as a character that it boosts my ranking of Village to as high as it is. Like number 2 game of all time, 7 and 8. Like in terms of my personal favorite games, it's solely Ethan and his arc that make those games so cool for me. But like if I accounted for the entire story and took my bias out of it, Village would drop, unfortunately. I mean the DLC gives it a lot of oomph as well, but just the raw I hate to say it, but stupidity of the writing in Village is just so absurd. Like I understand initially with them being like, yeah, we can't say anything because if Miranda catches on to us, it's over. She might just take Rose and dip. Like we don't know what's going to happen if Miranda finds out that we're onto her. So like the initial, quote unquote killing of Mia to Ethan, Like, I can understand them not explaining, but from that point forward, when they're just like, okay, we just killed Miranda. Ethan, that's not Mia. We need to go. Instead of, like, knocking him out and forcefully taking Rose, like, what? Come on now. Like, are we stupid? Are we really stupid? Come on. Like I said, I love Village. Tying it with 7, putting those two in my number 2 spot of games, is like, I love them, but man. No, and that's an absolutely true statement. Is like, all Resident Evil games are campy like that, you know? I don't know if I was saying it to you or if it was just something I thought of, but, like, every Resident Evil game is the equivalent of, like, a B movie, you know? Like, not the B movie with Barry B. Benson, but, like, a B tier movie. Like, second rate, kind of, like, cheap budget, although the games don't have cheap budgets. It's like, kind of corny action movies is the best way I can, like, classify Resident Evil games. It's like, it's dumb fun, really. Like, we're not coming here for a crazy plot, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not coming to Resident Evil for cyberpunk level symbolism and, like, socioeconomic commentary. I'm not coming to Resident Evil for that. I'm here to blow up heads and have infinite rocket launchers. So, I'm trying to, like, within reason. You know, like, with a game like Resident Evil, you have to manage your expectations. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like, no, none of these games are perfect. Silent Hill deals with their plots well. I haven't played any Silent Hill game beyond 1, or sorry, excuse me, 2. So I can't say. I can't lie. I did recently buy a PS3. I actually got another PS3 because the old PS3 that I was using, that one died. Had the orange light of death or whatever, which was very frustrating. I tried to, like, take it apart, and I looked it up, and you have to apparently, like, solder all the pieces and stuff like that, add additional material and stuff. I don't have the equipment for that, and it's an investment. And I was just like, you know what, I may as well just buy another PS3 for this. So I did. But I have, what is it? I have Silent Hill 2 and 3 on PS3. I have Silent Hill Homecoming, and then I believe you can get Silent Hill 1 on the PlayStation Store. So I'm hoping that when I get this PS3, I probably should check this. I think it's been a couple weeks since I bought it. I just have not got around to putting it, like, together and plugging it in, checking if it works. I probably should have did that off rip, but I didn't. I digress, though. So yeah, I have the capability to play more Silent Hill games. I know 1 and 3 are pretty held as cohesive. Like, 2 is a masterclass in my opinion. I love Silent Hill 2. One is amazing, 3 is good, but they'll blow your minds with the remakes, just like 2. I really hope 3 gets a remake. I know people are gonna, like, no, they need to stop remaking games. Like, I see people vehemently hating on them just because they're remakes. Like, if they do it right, and I think the criticism from 2 initially, like, with Silent Hill 2, they kind of tested the waters. They got their feedback, they adjusted accordingly, which is really good. It means they're listening and they're susceptible to, like, criticism. And I think that what happened with 2 gave them more experience, and they know how to approach the other games. They should have a better idea of what the fans want and how to adapt these stories. But, like, with that, I'm hoping 1 and 3 are good remakes. Like, not just good remakes according to the source material, but, like, actually good games in their own right. Like, separate but equal is what I would look for in a remake. You're annoyed how Village could have had more. Yeah, there was. I mean, all of these games are just like, they have a lot of potential that was missed. Konami looks to be back on track. There's another Silent Hill game. What is it called? Town something. I don't remember. Let me see. Townfall. Let me see here. Yes, Townfall is the new game. This one is slated to come out later this year. And people are hating on it like really bad. It's a first-person survival, or excuse me, first-person Silent Hill. Holy moly! I'm reading like 13 different things at once here. What ruined it is fan expectations and demands. I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, the Silent Hill fan base is one of those that are just like really stuck up and snobby. It's like nostalgia Resident Evil fans, but worst. They're the worst in terms of all of the fan negative subgroups. I feel like Silent Hill players are just never happy. I mean, I'm excited for Townfall. People were complaining because I think the protagonist, I think he's black, and people didn't like that. They're like, why is he black? Like, okay. Just play. You're judging the game off that. You're not even giving it a chance. Black protagonist? No thanks. Like, what? You don't know anything about the game. You're going to judge it solely off that. And that's what sucks is that when, series and stuff try to branch out. Oh, you meant Village. But yeah, also, yes. Yeah, Capcom needs to not listen to the player base. Because it's either A, again, nostalgia-baited, like, freakazoids that just should not be, like, listened to. And then people who just don't know what they're talking about. People who just outlandishly tell awful stories and don't have any, like, stakes. Those are the two people I see in terms of the Resident Evil fan base. Like, oh, when Ethan fought Mother Miranda, Leon should have flipped out and, did three flips. And then kicked Mother Miranda. And then Chris dropped down from the sky and hit Miranda with a two-piece. And then they all three rose their fists in the air and said, "We are Resident Evil," and then beat Miranda, and everyone lived happily ever after. It's just like, it's the worst concepts you could imagine. I just see that all over the place, though. Like, I'm not even gonna hate on Resident Evil for that, but it's not mutually exclusive as much as the nostalgia rose-tinted goggles people are. It's just, I'm so glad people don't write these stories because they would ruin them. Like, Cyberpunk Edgerunners suck because the main character died. And it's just like, oh my gosh, consequences. Real consequences in a story. Yeah, but seeing people complain about Townfall makes me angry a little bit. Well, a lot of bit. It's frustrating to see, because Konami's obviously trying to take a different approach to Silent Hill, right? They're doing first person, they're doing a protagonist that might be a little different from what we expect. And it's like, because they break the mold, it's like, I don't know. You can't win with these people. If you do what was successful, your game becomes, quote unquote slop. I hate that term, slop, so much. Like, it's so overblown, and I think that's like half of the irony of it, but people genuinely, unironically use that term like, oh, they just slop. Like, okay. We're repeating the cycle that we know you guys like, and now the game is slop. We divert from that path. We take what we know works, change it into something else a little bit, and then you guys hate it. Like, what exactly can we do to win here? What do you like? And that's why games in the past became so successful, because they didn't have fans on Twitter yelling at them about it. Creators weren't being harassed. Voice actors weren't being, berated. Chris did lose someone at Aria 6, which got him not keen on trusting people. I don't think that'll change how you feel, but that's why he tried to do it on his own without close people. I mean, I know he's notorious for having his squads die, but it's just like, I mean, Chris should have been smarter than this. Like, okay, this guy who, and like, you have Ethan the Goat Winters. Bro pulled up to Louisiana after his wife was missing for 3 years. Like, oh, my wife. There she is. I'm gonna go get her. And people have this misconception that the video that starts at the beginning of the game, like Ethan saw, he didn't see it. Like the Ethan, stay away if you get this. Like that, he never received that message. What he got was who he assumed to be Mia telling him to come to the Baker estate, the Baker residence, and that was just Evelyn controlling her. So effectively, Evelyn lured him there. Again, 3 years later, some random swamp in Louisiana. Ethan's just like, oh, my wife's here. All right, let me handle this. Literally dies. Still continues on. Tries to live happily ever after. Has PTSD. Chris pulls up to his doorstep. Breaks it down. Kills who he believes is his wife. Takes his daughter. Knocks him out. The whole platoon gets annihilated by Miranda. So Ethan's just out here with, 2 broken trucks and glass and blood and like, okay. I'm gonna go find my daughter now. Like, the guy who is as tenacious as can be, like the embodiment of tenacity, and Chris is just like, I'm not gonna tell him anything. I'm gonna expect him to sit and stay down. Like a good dog. Like, that's not how Ethan moves. You know this. Come on, Chris, use your brain cells. We know that is not how this man moves. If you take something from him, he's going to get it back. That's just a law of the universe. Ethan Winters will get his family back. One way or another. So it's just like for Chris to just completely neglect telling Ethan anything about it, it's so frustrating. So like either A, Chris is just that stupid and that's like what Capcom wants to convey. Or, I don't know, maybe he's so prideful it leads to stupidity. I don't know. You could look at it a number of different ways. Because he wants to protect someone, he does stupid things regardless. He very clearly didn't think through his plan of like, okay, we're just going to go covert with this. Break in his house, knock him out, kill his wife, take his kid, skedaddle. That's why F got hated, because they tried to switch things up. F is an interesting culmination. I haven't finished the game. I think it's enjoyable. It's fine. I don't think F is a bad game. It's definitely not formulaic in the sense of like a character goes to Silent Hill and does things, but I mean, you could look at it a lot of different ways. It still has the same depth that Silent Hill does. You can look at it like the fog as an entity itself instead of something tied specifically to the town. But people hated F for a lot of different reasons. First things first, they changed the formula. You have a woman protagonist, but that already wires people. That people go bonkers over woman protagonist. This is terrible. This is bad. No women in my video games. So woman protagonist already got like 50% of the fan base, like incel losers who don't like women, I guess. I guess they preferred men. I'm not really sure how that works. I'm not sure what level is what there. But the fact of the matter is that they don't like women in media. So it's like you already have that going against you. Takes place in Japan. Protagonist is Japanese, so she's a woman and she's a different ethnicity than like probably the most common among the fan base. So you're 50% of the incels, probably about 15% of the racists, which those two are usually hand in hand. So you're looking at like the same group riled up. And it's different. Has a different setting, different concept. Like, same concept, different setting. Evil fog, reflection of your, darkest horrors and stuff like that. Repentance, the like. So it's subject to so much criticism that gets muddied. Like, people don't actually have valid criticisms for F. A lot of the times I just saw woman protagonist equal bad, Asian protagonist equal bad. It's pathetic. It really is, because it hampers storytelling. What about Cheryl? Again, that's a good point. I don't see people complain about Cheryl, but I saw people complain about Silent Hill F's protagonist being a woman. I think it's just a difference of the times. I think now with like social media and stuff, media being so much more widespread than it was when 3 came out, you're just going to get more vocal people. People who might not even be Silent Hill fans are just commenting like, "Oh, like they probably don't even know what Silent Hill is, and they'll just come and flock and say, "Oh, woman protagonist." At least Japanese person. I mean, yeah, they have a different like societal standard and structure and stuff like that, and they probably were able to relate to the characters. Being able to see landmarks that they might recognize, cultural symbols that like, oh hey, I use this. I know what that is. Cool. So yeah, I mean, like I said, my point is though, is like aside from those like surface level criticisms, it's like a lot of the time people do these things and they don't even have a valid criticism for it. So like even though F might be hailed as bad, it in reality it probably isn't as negatively viewed by people who've played it and have experienced the game. But yeah, like Townfall, I'm looking forward to Townfall. I don't know if I'll pre-order it. It's only $50, which is a little concerning because it either means that the game is like way short, or I don't know, some sort of other issue. Maybe not even issue as much as it is like it's going to be a shorter game. We're only going to charge you $50 for it. Because like Silent Hill 2 was $70, $69.99 price tag, $80 for the deluxe. So for Townfall to be 50, I'm a little concerned. As to what that implicates, I don't know. I don't know if it's just the game has a shorter runtime. I don't know. But yeah, again, I'll harken back on that point of like media being a terrible thing in terms of like artistic decisions. Excited for that in Townfall, agreed. So we'll just have to wait and see, but yeah. You have people harassing people online that are associated with the game that people don't like for some reason. It's like back when Silent Hill 2 originally came out, back when Silent Hill 3 originally came out, like you didn't have Twitter. You had like gaming magazines. So it's like these people's complaints were the like equivalent of like playground rumors. It was a short little circle that heard or echo chambered the same thing, but it was so different and separate from everybody else. It's like you could form a cohesive thought. You can present something that wasn't the subject to like worldwide scrutiny. Like you could actually tell a story you want to tell without it being shot down before it even hits the press. You know what I mean? Like we live in a society. Death threats too, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is like when you have people like, if you don't make this happen, I'm gonna kill you. Like people didn't have to worry about that nearly as much back then. I mean, back then you probably had some real like sickos who would like, I'm gonna find this guy's address and send him a death threat. Like they'll probably do that, but now it's just like click of a button on your phone, from anywhere at any time. It's like, screw you, I hate you, you did this to your game, blah 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 blah. And then like the creator, I mean, there's only so much that a creator can take, and only so much negative press that like a brand can have before it's just like, okay, fine, never mind, forget it. You guys don't like this, we're not going to give you anything. No more. We're done. You ungrateful buffoons, you don't complain that we're gone now. You wanted to sit there and send us all this like vitriol. Well, alright, we'll stop. Go put our efforts where they will be appreciated. But yeah, it's awful. Social media has done irreparable damage to society and to everything, to art, to narratives, everything. It's a toxin. I hate to say it, but it is. Yeah, I would agree. Some of these people are just subhuman, like basement dwelling cretins. It's terrible. Yeah, I hate to end it off on a negative note is that, but yeah, just enjoy things as you will. Don't let anyone influence the way that you think. Not just you, Star, but I mean like universally. If anyone sees this, like what you like. As long as you're not hurting anybody, there's no problem. And if people give you problems, just stay away from those people to the best of your ability. It's just not worth it interacting with people who have nothing constructive to add. Some people just want to add like nothing of substance, and it's frustrating. But yeah, not even long ago. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I won't lie. The Evil Within was pretty like hailed negatively. Places like Reddit and stuff like that. Like it wasn't as bad as like let's send the creator death threats on Twitter, but it was like the echo chambers grew more connected. People did not like the Evil Within like initially. There's video essays on it and like coverage. I got recommended a couple of those videos like way back then. Well, actually, not way back then, but like a year ago. But yeah, people did not like the Evil Within. Unfortunately, it was hailed very negatively, like publicly. What changed the perspective? I mean, I think just as time as time goes on, the appreciation for things grows. I think as time passes, more people play it and stuff like that. Like I wasn't, I didn't have a conscience when the Evil Within dropped, so it's like I couldn't add anything or start a discussion on like, wow, this game's great. I really like the music. I really like the gameplay. Like I was not a contributing factor, but like as time grew, as I got over my fear of like scary media, because like when I was younger, I could not watch like scary movies or anything. I'd have like nightmares about Freddy Krueger for like a week. I watched Insidious and I could not sleep that night. I was a major wuss. Now, not really. I enjoy horror. I like that feeling that like the stress of it. You got a good one? But it's like, yeah, people like me and you eventually discovering it long after. Until Dawn is hailed as one of those great horror games, but you wonder why. That is. I'm going to sound like a gatekeeper by saying this, and that's not my intention at all. I think that's very much like grifter mentality. Like, baby's first horror game. Like, Until Dawn is such a, like. How can I explain this? I'm going to articulate it the right way. Until Dawn is very, like, corporatized. If you go onto the PlayStation Store, under horror, Until Dawn is one of the first games you get. And it's a big game from a big company and stuff like that, so it's a lot of the publicity. Like, a lot of people's first exposure to, like, horror, like, if someone is, like, exclusively, like, an action shooter, like, Call of Duty player, like, Slop, I hate to use that term, but actual, like, Slop game player, like, if you play, like, 2K, or if you play, like, Madden, or any of the, like, sports, like, rehash games of the year, like, if that's all you exclusively play, and you're like, I want to try a horror game, and like, oh, the first one here is Until Dawn? Okay, we'll try that. It looks super scary. And they play it, they have a good time, like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. But it's like, in a vacuum, they're comparing it to literal, like, pig feed. Like, if the only experience you have with gaming is, like, Call of Duty, sports games, or, like, something else, very surface level, like, quote-unquote gamer, and you play a horror game, and that game just happens to be Until Dawn, you're going to hail it as really good because it has so much more substance than anything else you've ever played. fans. I think that that's just super fans. I mean, the same way you and I advocate for like Seven and Village, I think Until Dawn is it's big enough to have that kind of a cult following. So it's like the same way that you and I are with Village and Seven and stuff like that. The way we advocate for those games like Silent Hill 2 and stuff like that. It's like Until Dawn has that same sort of player base. But yeah, I think a lot of the time Until Dawn is just people's first exposure, first and probably only exposure to horror. I don't know why people hail it so highly. I don't know. It could be they really like the characters. There's someone on the cast that they really relate to. I don't know. I don't know the psychology behind it, but it must tickle their fancy and they live by it. I agree. It's a good game. I don't think it's like I don't think it's like a must play. Like it's a good game. Like that's just it. It's like a solid 8 out of 10. 7.8 to 8 out of 10. I think it's good. I don't think it's like a must play. Yeah, and that could be it too. Like more people will get into it, and as time goes on, the fan base might grow. So a lot of things have these resurgences. A lot of the time, it just comes down to like the circle of games. Like if someone plays Requiem, right? Like RE9 is their first game they played. Like I really love this. Let me see what else I'm playing. They play 7, they play 8, they play 4, they play the remakes. Like okay. Like 2 years later, I've played the entire roster of Resident Evil. I want more. So they, proceed to look up other survival horror. You get, Outlast, you get, The Evil Within, you get whatever else falls under that category. Like, okay, let's take a look at these. They peruse, like, okay, I'll try this out. The Evil Within looks cool. We'll try that. It looks similar to Resident Evil. They play it, they like it. Like, oh, this is awesome. And that's just kind of how it, like, weaves its way out. But yeah, it could be also nostalgia. Nostalgia is a very powerful, very powerful thing. Do I think Requiem will disappoint me at the end? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I think they'd really have to screw the story up to make me not like it. Again, I'm really expecting like very basic ending. Like I said, I'm firmly believing in my theory that like Grace has antibodies and she's going to kill Leon. Like that's how I see it playing out. Like seeing Grace's development go as the game goes on, like I'm not going to say anything more than that, but seeing that, I can firmly believe that like Leon's going to be on the verge of death fighting Victor. It'll come to the big final boss fight. Leon gets trashed. The infection is taking him over. Grace is like, wait a minute, my blood should cure him. After she comes to that revelation or something, after they tell her what she's worth or what exactly her ability is, she'll probably like jab Leon with like a vial of her blood. He'll get cured, and then they'll probably team up and fight Victor. I don't know. Kill Victor, save the day. They walk away with the T-virus cure. At least it's my expectation. It's not like a... If this doesn't happen, it's going to ruin it for me. That's just my basic expectation. I don't have like crazy high hopes. I'm not that invested, but... It's like, I feel like it'd be really hard for them to make me walk away and be like, that was awful. There are very few stories that have made me that way. Made me feel that way after completion. I mean, yeah, I know it might not have sounded like I hailed it pretty good, but I think it's just bare bones. It's Resident Evil. Like you're getting what you pay for. You're in for a good time. You're fighting zombies. There's a little bit of spooky. You're fighting monsters, whatever it is. It's spooky. It's in that good 8.5, 9 out of 10 range. It's good. I mean, the formula's changed up a little bit between Grace and Leon's gameplay and stuff. You know, they give you that survival horror feel you want, and they mix it with the action and having Leon there. I will say I don't like the transitions between the characters. Like ending off on Grace's section and then, like switching to Leon. It's kind of like, wait a minute, what the heck? Like, so the transitions are a little jarring, but other than that, and it's not even that big of a gripe. But yeah, it's not. It's Resident Evil. You're gonna have a good time. Hmm. I mean, I guess that is a little odd because it's like, what exactly do you? Like, I don't think she will be. I don't think she's gonna come out of the other side of Requiem like pulling off some Jill Valentine moves or anything like that. But it's like, what do you want for her character if you don't think she'll come out like a super cool person on the other side? Because like personally, I don't. I'm not really invested in Grace's character to the point where it's like I want her to do this so bad. Like it's kind of like I'm attached but not too attached to the point where it's like I'm not going to hold any expectations over this character. Like I enjoy them, I enjoy their presence, but it's like, you know, you're not busting the Ethan Winters on me. You're like, "Ethan, I need you to beat Miranda." Or "Ethan, I need you to get Rose back." It's like with Grace it's just like, "Okay, let's try not to die." I think the best I could ask for of her character arc over the course of the game is like coming to terms with everything with her mom, you know? The flashback, you know, the death and stuff like that. Grace getting the answer she needs, getting a better understanding, and coming to terms with like, okay, this is how and why my mom died, and I understand it better, and then like she just walks away. They should have done it similar to Alan Wake 2 transitions. I agree. And when I said, I think initially I said it reminds me of Alan Wake 2, it's specifically in the way the transitions happen, like artistically. Like it's like a big, bold letters, Leon, you know, such and such location, or Leon, such and such time, you know, Grace, such and such. I don't know. It just kind of got that movie effect to it, and I feel like that was very akin to the way Alan Wake did their stuff. Alan Wake was very grandiose. It felt like in terms of presentation. So it's just like not the actual transitions themselves, but like the transition screens of like character name, you know, subtitle. Okay. So you just kind of want a middle ground. I get that. I think it would be uncharacteristic for Grace to just pull up and completely change. I think she can put on a brave face and still be scared. Like I would like to see that. Like, okay, here's what I need to do. Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to be freaked out at the same time. Let me see here. Yeah. I think that's about it, though. I think we'll call it a stream there. I kind of want to go play Requiem now. I think I'll actually do it since I have no other responsibilities at the moment. Grace's character feels like fresher. Yeah, I agree. It definitely changes the typical like RE formula of like super cool character does not have any regard for anything and just slashes their way through. But yeah, I'll let you get to playing Requiem as well. I know you said you didn't want to stay long, but it's already been like an hour, probably more. All right, thanks for hanging out, Star. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Stay safe out there.